Hi guys, welcome back. This is part 3 of the Memory Montage Animation Pack I've been working on. If you don't know, a little while ago I started this pack with the goal of having it be different clips or flashbacks of memories of times with the side character, if you will, before they die. So you know how like when you're watching a show and you know they're about to kill like the main character's best friend because they're doing all these flashbacks and all these stories. That's the goal of this animation pack for me. This is part 3, Hold My Hand. The first part was the look back animation and the second part was the jumping excited animation, I believe. As you can tell, I'm great with names. But anyway, in this animation, it took me the most amount of retries compared to the other two. I started and scrapped everything 3 times before I got it right on this 4th and final time, but I actually am really happy with how it turned out. You'll see on the left, sim I have there, her name is Jaina, and I imagine her to be the main character, and the sim on the right, her name is Angelina, and I imagine her to be the soon-to-be dead bestie. So a little about Jaina is that I imagine her traits to be self-absorbed, romantic, and childish, subject to change in the future. And she comes from a very, I don't want to say very wealthy, but she's been very comfortable all her life financially, if that makes sense. And she's an only child to two parents. Her parents are still together. And she is very much aware that she has more money than the average person. It's not something that kind of goes over her head, but still at times, because of this and also because she's just been an only child, she can act very childish and self-absorbed at times, but she does have a good heart. And the sim on the right, her name is Angelina. Oh, I forgot to say, Jaina speaks Simlish, and if you use the language barriers mod, it's basically Sim English. That's the only language she speaks. The sim on the right, Angelina, she is bilingual. She speaks Simlish and Salvadoradian, and Salvadoradian is the native language of Salvadorada, but it's also the native language of Ciudad Enamorada, I believe, and that is where Angelina is from and where she was born and raised by her father and her stepmom. Her mother died when she was very young and she doesn't even remember her, so she calls her stepmom mom, and she has a really good relationship with her. And the reason she even met Jaina is because she decided to move or study abroad. Yes, study abroad for college. And I'm not sure where the college is yet, but that's where she met Jaina, and that's kind of how they became close friends. I imagine their dynamic to very much be like Angelina's kind of like the mom in the relationship, or the caretaker, very much, and kind of like puts up with Jaina and her being childish, but they do have a good relationship with each other. The plan has always been for Angelina to die, literally from day one, but making this animation, it made me so sad to think about her, like her passing, and the more I thought about her and her story, the more I want to double back, I want to change it, but also I love it when a side character dies so much. It's so good, like the literal tears falling down my face. I live for that. It's so good. So I don't know, I'm conflicted. Also, I've always seen this relationship as like best friends, really, and nothing more, but while making this animation, I don't know, it was kind of, oh, sorry. They were looking cuter than they usually do. I don't know. I guess because this is the first animation where they're actually touching. I guess now that I think about it, and the other ones are not. Maybe that's it, but they're so cute. I love it. And I was thinking of the idea that they always have this kind of like underlying romantic tension, between the two, but they're also really comfortable with where the relationship is at the moment. I was also thinking that even if things were to change, they don't have the time to, seeing as Angelina's gonna die. So I really don't, I can't imagine anything romantic happening between them as well. Well, I guess I can't imagine it, but nothing would actually happen because they wouldn't have the time because Angelina is going to pass. So, maybe Life and Death just came out. Maybe her ghost could come back. And Jaina's a ride or die, okay? It don't matter. It's okay. um, but yeah, I think they would die as friends. But alt universe, I think that Jaina would confess before Angelina. Um, and that's why I gave her the romantic trait, even though I'm not sure if I want her to keep it. I just think Jaina would be more comfortable with verbally expressing her emotions more than Angelina would. And I think that would be quite an endearing feature for Jaina as well. I currently have no idea what the next animation for these two are going to be, but also I'd imagine that this animation is going to be the last, like their last memory. Like this would be Angelina's literal last night alive. So the next animations I do for this pair would all be flashbacks. Or maybe it could be later in the night, I don't know. But I think this would be like their last memory together, as sad as that sounds. Also, just one technical thing, while making this animation, I did do it using the Dine Out set, but I am aware that's a very specific set to use. So it also just works on any couch or seating arrangement table combo. Alright, that's the end. Bye.